A very good evening, all of you. This is Yogendra from Forsk Coding School. And please confirm if you can hear me. Maybe you can use yes and no buttons in the Zoom window. So there is a yes and no, option available in the Zoom window. So whenever you are requested for a feedback, having answers in yes or no, you can use that as well, right? Because that gives us the count that how many people are actually getting it or not. And a couple of people have responded in the chat window as well. Okay, yeah. Cool. Thank you, guys. And also, please confirm me if my audio is pretty much clear to you guys. Audio is pretty much clear to you. Okay, yeah. So guys, I request that please do not raise hand. It may be, a very handy for you, but what happens on my screen, I see a lot of notifications, right, in one go, and my entire screen is covered, and it basically makes me a little, disturbed. Anyway, thanks for the response. Now, thank you, Barkha. So, guys, welcome again to Fast Coding School, and me, Eugene Singh, along with Dr. Sylvester Fernandez. Welcome all of you to the Fast Coding School, and this is the program which we call Python for Aspiring Data Scientists. This is the title of the program, guys. And today we have a orientation session, and that's why I'm calling this day as a day 0 that you can see on my screen. Okay, and this program is for 6 days. This program is for 6 days. That means along with the day 0 we will have additional 5 days. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. Okay, so day 1 basically it would be Friday because day 0 is Thursday. Day 2 would be Saturday. Day 3 Monday, so we have a break on Sunday, guys. Okay, and on Tuesday that would be day 4, and finally we close the session on next week Wednesday. Guys, this is a kind of a quick schedule if you want to know. I'll come to more details later on, but as of now, I'm just starting with a say that this is going to be a 6 days long program. Okay. Today is our orientation session. So there is no formal work, there is no formal teaching, there is no formal discussion around the project, mini projects that we are going to build. But today we will set some ground rules. Okay. Today we are going to set some ground rules so that learning becomes easy for us. Working on the projects becomes easy for us. Okay. And uh, we'll also understand that why there is a need, for a people to, get skills around technologies, let's say Python or something around that. So we are going to talk about that as well. Why the Python is the most popular programming language. So a couple of things, that we are going to discuss today. Which tool we are going to use, to write the code in Python, that I would be talking about. And obviously later on we will have a question answer session as well. So we will try to answer your questions. So guys, let me first discuss the format of the program. That would be, the daily activity, the format for every day session. So I'm talking about a format. So format of the session, how it is going to be. Guys, every day we are going to have the same Zoom, a link. So there is no change in the Zoom link. Whatever you are getting today, it would be there for next 6 days or next 5 days. Okay, so Zoom meeting details are same. So Zoom meeting details same for all days, right? Same for all days. That is first thing, guys. Okay. The session will take around 2 hours every day. The session will take around 2 hours every day. Okay. And as of now, this orientation session is also live on the YouTube. Okay. And people may join from that as well. We have a channel with the name Forsk Coding School. Okay. Forsk Coding School. So you may go there and subscribe to our channel for new videos, new recordings, and all. Guys, the session every day is going to be 2 hours. Today's session may be, may finish early because this is just orientation, but sometimes it depends on the question answers as well. Uh, and now what happens in everyday, guys, that for first, 1.5 hours, we are going to work, on Python programming. We are going to learn that. We are going to, make some projects around that. And what we have created is a fine combination of a practical implementation along with learning the stuff, right? So we have weaved this program in such a way, guys, that it is going to be very, very interactive and very, very engaging for you. That I can assure you. The rest half an hours, right? Rest half an hours is for doubts and queries and question answers, right? So this is called a QA session, or you may call it as a doubt session, or you can call it anything, but you can use your chat window to raise your question, to ask anything, right? It may be a non-technical query, it may be a technical query, right? But better if it is relevant to this program, right? Better if you don't ask me what is the rocket science is, right? What the NASA is doing. Probably keep the discussion around what the Python is, how we are going to build the projects, how you can make a career in Python, what kind of projects you can, work, what tool or what technology, a lot of things. So we will talk about that part in the later, half an hour of this session. That would be the format every day. For making things a little healthy in terms of learning, every day you are going to have some home assignments as well, guys, and they are optional, purely optional. So no compulsion, but it is strongly advised. It is strongly advised that you should have a hands-on on those coding assignments as well. Today there will be no assignment, right? Today there is no assignment. Assignments start from day one. That is tomorrow, guys. Now, if we talk about that, what would be, right? That what would be your learning, during this entire 1 week activity. So let me come on to that part, guys. Let me come on to that part. Before I start that what we are going to achieve in next 6 days, including today, I want to know from you guys that how many of you are beginner in Python? How many of you are beginner in Python? That means you have a basic knowledge, or you are completely new to the Python. Please use yes and no button so that I can get a count, right? Even if you have raised the hand, even if you have, responded in the chat window, please click on the yes and no so that I can get a count, please. Okay. Yes, a lot of people. Okay. So count is around 60 as of now. Okay. 65, that is okay. So when I say beginner in Python, that means you have a basic knowledge in Python, or probably you are just starting, to learn Python, that how to write code in Python. So that is called a kind of a beginner, right? And guys, this is completely fine. The program has been designed in such a way that it is going to help people who want to start, learning a Python from the scratch. This is going to help them very much. And even if you do not have any experience from the programming side, right? I'm not expecting that you even know the C programming. Still, it is okay for us, right? You can join this program, and you're going to learn so much, and having all the fun as well while the learning. But that doesn't mean that there is nothing for the people who are already into Python, maybe intermediate level or advanced level. There are things for them as well. Okay, and so how we have designed this program, that first 2 days, right? First 2 days of the program are for beginners, where we start the things from a very basic, from the scratch, and from third day onwards, the level goes to intermediate, and obviously it goes up to advanced level as well. So every day we are going to learn new things and implement those learnings in a project as well. So guys, during the entire 6 days activity, we are going to build two mini projects, right? So what we are going to build, guys, we are going to build or develop two mini projects in Python, you know. And now, because you are a beginner, you are a completely new, or you have just a basic knowledge, or you are at intermediate level, right? Working on a project requires knowledge, requires skills, right? Where you should be, comfortable in writing the Python code, right? So what we have done, guys, that whenever we start working on these projects, along with the project development, right? Along with the project development, guys, we have a learning track as well. So what is, the combination in this program, that we have a learning track, and then we have a development track as well. Okay. And we are going to interlace both. We are going to interlace both. That means along the time, whatever is required to develop a project, right? Whatever is required to develop a project, we are going to, learn that first. And once that learning is done, right? Once that learning is done, you know, we implement those learnings in the development track. Guys, is that clear to you, that what I have talking about, that how we are going to learn and develop the project as well, right? And what I said you, that we are combining both the tracks together, right? The learning track and the development track. So before we start the development, what we need to understand, we need to understand the problem statement, that what we are trying to build. And along with the problem statement, guys, we should be learning that what Python skills, what Python concept is required to implement that feature in the project. Okay. And there are going to be two mini projects. Let me give you the title of those two projects that we are going to build in Python, guys. The first project, that, so I will call them as a mini project, right? Because obviously, the scope cannot be that vast, right? Because we are starting, and so I would, just name those two projects, guys. One is interactive guess the number. That is interactive. So this is going to be a command line, interactive, guess the number. So this is kind of a game where you have to guess a number. Okay. And what you guess, based on that, you win or lose the game, right? And along with that, we will have lot many things. We will have a lot many things, guys, right? So that would be there. Now, the second project that we are going to build, guys, would be a little more advanced than this one. We'll start our development first from that part, right? So interactive guess the number. And the second would be, right? Second would be creating a shopping list, guys, creating a shopping list. That would be two projects for that. Okay, guys, just hold on, just hold on. Let me fix something before I go to the next part, guys. Okay, so just so guys, I just need to remove this gentleman ABC from the room. Okay,
Give me the
so
name, sir. I'll do.
yeah, so yeah, okay. Now, guys, along with the development of the two projects and learning, right, whatever is required to develop those two projects, collectively you would be learning a bouquet of so many things. And what is that? You would be learning what are the various data types available in Python to start with. You will learn that how we can take our input from the user, right? So you will learn that part as well. You will learn that how you can give output back to the user. So you'll learn how we call this as the input and output, basically, right? And guys, then we'll talk about that how to manage a control flow in Python, that how Python takes the decision what to do or what not to do, right? So that concept is known as control flow. So we'll understand what the control flow is and how to use if, else, or elif kind of statements in a reference to that project development activities, right? This is not going to be a simple teaching for you. We just want to develop a project, right? That would be there. After that, guys, we'll understand, right? We'll understand what the indefinite iteration and what the definite iteration in Python is, right? We'll understand that part is that where to go for a definite iteration, where to go for indefinite iterations, and how to manage a looping like of concept in Python programming. So we'll understand that part as well. So how to manage loops in Python. Now, guys, after understanding this, we'll also understand that how you can manage your data using various inbuilt data structures, right, that are provided by Python. How you can manage a data in a list, how you can manage a data in a dictionary, how you can make a dictionary as a data store for your project. So we are going to learn those things as well, and what are the other data structures available that can be used while working on a project as well. So some inbuilt data structures I'm talking about. So we'll talk about what the list is and how to use it for data management or data operations, how to use dictionary, how to use tuple, or how to use set, and a couple of other things around those data structures, guys. And while learning these basic concepts, Sylvester sir, please remove this guy ABC and unlock the probably you can lock the meeting then. So gentlemen ABC, please I would request not to take access of my machine. It is not going to help you, and please try to focus on the learning. I think that would be much more better for you. Anyway, so guys, now uh, now, so along with these so many things in Python, what is the good benefit of this program? That at end of this program you have two mini projects with you, right? So that is there. Now, guys, is that clear to you now? Can you guys give me a response that what we are going to achieve in next 6 days, right? What two mini projects we are going to work? What would be our learning area in Python, right? What would be the learning area, right? So we are going to develop these two projects, and I have given you the title as well, right? I have given you the title as well. That how a production code, right? How a production code is developed using an incremental approach, right? So uh, through an incremental approach, that how a software or how a project is being developed, right? So that would be kind of we would be mimicking that activity that happens in IT industry, right? Now, guys, after this explanation that what would be the objective, what we are going to achieve, guys, after doing this, first of all, uh, let's talk about a couple of things around Python as well. So Python, that is, as of now, a kind of a celebrity programming language in the IT world. Everybody is behind Python, right? And wants to have skills around that. Guys, you may be aware of this fact that as per 2019, as per 2019 Stack Overflow survey, a very popular site. So, using 2019 survey I'm talking about. So 2019 Stack Overflow survey, guys, Python was the most popular, right? Uh, so, you know, uh, the most popular programming language, right? Most popular programming language. So, uh, so that is there. Now, uh, and this is a global figure I'm talking about, guys. This is not about India specific survey. This is a global figure. Guys, Python has got a lot of uses in the industry. I will talk about them. But before that, I should talk about two primary versions of the Python. So I'm talking about versions, guys. So Python has two versions. One is primarily known as 2.7, and the other one is primarily known as 3.7. But the fact is this, that this this number, right, this number keeps on changing, right? So we call this as 2.x and we call this as 3.x, and x keeps on changing. As of now, it is 3.8, and in future we will have a new versions as well. Guys, in January 2020, there is no new development, right? From January 2020, there is no new development on this product line, right? No new development on 2.x. Whatever development has been, there, it's all there, right? But there is no new development on this, product line. We call this as PL. PL means product line, this version basically you're talking about. Every new development is now happening on this. Every new development is happening here, guys. So we would be using a 3.8 as well, for our project development and learning, Python. Now, guys, after talking about these two versions, let me tell you where a Python is being used nowadays in the industry and why it has been a so popular programming language, why there is a high demand of the Python developers, right? So let me talk about that part first, and then we'll talk about that what tool we are going to use to write our Python code. So, guys, now I'm talking about Python uses. Python has got a couple of uses. I'm not talking about just one specific domain where Python is being used. There are, more than, 2-3 statements, 2-3 segments basically where Python is being used. So the first area where Python is in a heavy demand nowadays, that area is known as data science, guys. And anything that you do around data is the data science. How you manage the large amount of data, how you figure out what the insights the data has, how to transform that data from one format to another format, how to apply analytics on that, how to apply machine learning on that, how to apply deep learning on that, how to apply reinforcement learning on that. Everything comes around this umbrella term, the data science. So when data science, that means data analytics, right? That means machine learning, that means deep learning, that means reinforcement learning, that means visualizations as well, right? Visualization means showing your data in a graphical format, right? That the visualization is. All of these activities, right, come under data science a cap, guys. All these terms come under data science cap. Okay, and there, Python is in the heavy uses as of now. Every big company, every startup company, not even in India, across the globe, people are using Python. It's open source technology. You don't need to buy any license to use that, right? And you know along with the Python, there are a couple of other languages as well. So along with the Python, there is a one more language called R, capital R I'm talking about, right? There is a SAS as well, right? But as of now, Python has taken a cap of being the number one in this domain, guys, right? Basically, it is all started with SAS, and then people moved to R, and then finally people moved to Python. Future maybe is something else. In future, people may be using Julia, people may be using some other languages as well. But as of now, everything is here in Python. Now, guys, the second use of Python, if you are a Python developer, right, where can be your second area to get opportunity, to work. Guys, automation, right, is another domain, right? Automation is another domain where Python is being used. What do you mean by automation? Automation means removing the manual activity, right? And replacing those manual activities by using a software or a hardware or a combination of both, right? So let's say you have a Flipkart warehouse where a lot of people are working, right? And now Flipkart decides to replace those people and bring robots, right? And those robots can do the packaging of this stuff, locating the stuff where it is, basically, and the inventory where it is, and shipping it. A lot of other things can be managed through a robot, and then this activity would be called as automation, right? In the IT industry, there are people, there is a team who performs testing on the development projects, right? That is the application working fine, is the project is working fine, right? Is it meeting the criterias, right? Is it behaving as expected? All of those things are tested, and there is a team of the people, right? And this would be called as a manual testing. But if you bring a software, right, if you write a Python script, or if you write a Java a script code, and somehow you replace that manual testing, then it becomes automation as well, right? Selenium kind of tools are being used for that, and other tools are also available. But automation is also a big area where there is a demand of the people who know Python, right? And the third area, right? I'm talking about the primary areas only, guys, right? I'm not talking about everything, around Python uses. The third area where Python is in good demand, I would say, is web development, guys. It's web development. And when you talk about web development, basically web development is primarily seen into two segments. There are two splits of the web development, guys. The one split is called as front end development. Okay, the one split is known as front end development, and the other one is known as back end development, or server side programming. We call it. So most of the time, people call it as the back end development. What you see, right? What you see in the browser, right? What is the placement? What is the text size? What is the font color? What is the background color? How the animations are being done. So what you see in the browser, guys, that is the responsibility of the front end developer. And to become a front-end developer, guys, you must be knowing about HTML, you must be knowing about CSS, you must be knowing about JavaScript. I'm just saying JS. JS means JavaScript. JS. You must be knowing about Bootstrap. You must be knowing about, let's say, Angular JS, right? Or you must be knowing about uh, re, you know React JS. JS stands for JavaScript. So all of these technologies are there. And so guys, what the front end development is? Front end development is like developing stuff that would be seen on the browser, right? What you see in the browser is the responsibility of the front end developer. And to work as a front end developer, you should have these skills. Then only you can work as a front end developer. And working on the server side, that how the data is stored in a database, right? How when a browser makes a request, right, to the server, how it will respond, right? So if a request goes from a browser, from the front end part, how the backend will handle that request and send a response back to the front end team, right? All of that is managed by backend developer. And traditionally, guys, people used to write code in PHP, people used to write code in C Sharp, people used to write code in Java, right, or .NET. But now there are new set of technologies, right? A new set of frameworks as well. So Node.js is there, right? Rust is, coming at a fast pace. All of these things are there, right? And here, guys, in the back-end development area, you have a strong demand of the Python developers as well. Why Python developers? Because along with these technologies, Python is also used as a back-end development tool. And Python has two popular frameworks, right? If you use them, you can use Python, a programming language, to develop the backend. The one framework is known as Flask, Flask, and the other framework is known as Django, right? So Django, guys, D is silent here, right? We call this as a Django. The D is silent, right? So we just say Django. So these are the two popular, frameworks from Python, and these can be used to develop a backend, for any web development activity, guys. So guys, give me a feedback that are things clear to you, that where Python has got a primary uses? I talked about where the Python is being used in the data science domain, Python is being used in the automation domain, and Python is being used in the web development as well. But this is not the exhaustive list, guys, right? This is not the exhaustive list. People are using Python for game development as well, right? And when you say framework, right, what is the meaning of the framework? So guys, a framework is a kind of a collection of libraries. So, and a framework is basically a much more sophisticated way of achieving something, right? So if you want to achieve what the backend development will do, right? So that is there, Aditi. Now, I'll talk about that later on as well, Aditi. So don't worry. When we talk about libraries, I'll talk about frameworks as well. Right? Now, guys, uh, people are using Python for game development as well. People are using, there is a library called Pygame. So they use that library to develop a game. But Pygame is not the kind of a de facto standard for game development. The tool that is worldwide popular for game development is Unity, guys. Unity is a platform, Unity 3D, and that can be used for developing AR games or VR games, augmented reality, virtual reality. It comes with physics engine and everything, and you can write code either in JavaScript or C Sharp. So that is there, right? That would be there, guys. So uh, uh, So as I told you guys, today is a orientation, right? We are not going to start teaching. We are not going to work on the project, right? It's orientation session. So I'm just going to give you the background, right? So that everybody is on the same page, right? Everybody is on the same page. And even on the last day, guys, even on the last day of this program, I would be talking about what the AI is. I would be talking about what the data analytics is. I would be talking about what the machine learning and deep learning is. I'll give you an introduction on those concepts as well, right? And uh, uh, for app development, right? For app development, guys, like developing a mobile application, there is a framework in Python that can be used. So Kiwi is the platform, that can be used, guys, for app development. I think that is not very much recommended in the industry. People are using React.js native kind of platforms, right? To develop mobile applications, or people are developing mobile applications using native SDKs like Android or iOS or a Windows Phone. But there is a framework called Kiwi that can be used for app development as well, Rohit. Okay, so that concludes everything around where there. And guys, when you talk about Flask and Django, Flask is a lightweight, easy to learn, easy to start, right? And as such, it comes with a single thread. And if you have not too much load and you are just developing your college project, or you're just developing a project for a proof of concept, POC we call that is, right? So you can use Flask very well. But if you want to build a complete, a production level project, a kind of a complex project, right? Django is there, guys. So Django is heavyweight, and Flask is lightweight. And based on the context, both has importance, right? So जैसे हिंदी में कहावत है कि जहाँ पे सुई से काम चलेगा वहाँ तलवार नहीं चलाई जा सकती. Same way, guys, you have to take a call whether you need to use Flask or where you need to use Django. So that is there. Now, so Chauhan, right? So I gave that where a Flask and where the Django fits well. Uh, After this part, guys, let me come to right. Let me come to the tool that we are going to use to write the Python code, right? So, guys, there are a lot of offline tools, right? Tools to write Python code, or build Python projects. There are two ways, right? So we can call them as an offline tool, right? Or online tools or cloud-based tools, right? Online tools or cloud-based. In offline tools, guys, you may heard of Anaconda Spider, right? So Spider is a tool that comes, right? Jupyter is a tool that is there. You need to download the installer and install it, right? Spider as well and Jupyter as well. And basically they come in a single package called Anaconda, right? In that package of Anaconda, now you can get a PyCharm as well. You can get VS Code as well. So all everything is there, and this comes in a package called Anaconda, guys, right? Uh, and you can use idle as well, right? You can use idle as well. So there are a lot of tools which work in offline mode, and you can use any of the tool, right, to build a project. But as of now, my vote goes for a Spider. If you are using offline tool, Spider can be there, right? Now, along with these tools, guys, which are offline means you need to download the installer, then install it, and then launch that application and then start using it. That is the offline. It doesn't require you the internet, right? While working on these tools, you you require internet just to download the installer, but after that the it is completely offline activity. Now guys, coming to the online tools or cloud based, there are a lot of tools available, right? People can use a Google Colab, right? People can use Google Colab. There are other tools as well. The tool that we are going to use, guys, the tool that we are going to use is Rappel, right? We are going to use that. We are going to use it, right? Use it. So we are going to use Rappel. So it's a cloud-based tool, guys. Cloud-based, right? And as of now, guys, as long as this is a basic programming, you can use idle, but as you move to data analytics, as you move to machine learning, as you move a little advanced, idle will not help you, right? To start with, idle is okay, right? But these tools are pretty much sophisticated tools, right? You can use them in your analytics, in your ML projects or AI projects, kind of that, right? But idle is just a basic one, right? So guys, the tool that we are going to use is Rappel, and the site that we are going to have this is called as rappel.it, guys. Rappel.it. So rappel.it, right? So uh, uh, you know see this, guys, that's the rappel.it. Now guys, when you start rappel dot you know rappel.it, right, you have both the options available. You can directly use Rappel without creating a login on it, right? It will allow you to write the code. But if you want to retain the code that you write, right? If you want to retain that code, that what you have written, you have to create an account. You have to sign in, right? And that you can see, guys, I'm currently signed in, and you know uh, uh, it shows me that what are your recently edited rappels. Can you see, guys, recently edited rappels? It is giving me. I can create a new rappel as well. I can create a new rappel from this. So create a rappel, right? Can you see, guys, create a rappel? I click on this Python. I can choose other language as well, but I can, as of now, I'm on Python only. And there you see, guys, a new RAPL. A RAPL is kind of a playground where we are going to write our Python code. Guys, can you see? This is our playground where we are going to write our Python code. And this is a cloud-based tool, RAPL.it. Guys, as of now, you can see on your screen that it is, having three, verticals. Can you see, guys? It has got three verticals, right? This left side is a space, right, for the files you create while writing the code or while working on the project, right? Couple of settings and everything would be here, guys. That is there. Already it has created a empty file for us with the name main.py. This file is by default created, guys. This file is by default created, main.py. And now you can understand that whatever the code that you write in Python, right, it is saved with the extension .py, guys. So what is the extension of the Python files, guys? .py is the extension of Python files. It is similar to .c for C programming, .cpp for C++ code, or .java for Java code. So .py for Python code we have. Okay. Settings are also there that you can see, right? We can increase, change the font size, other things as well. We can change the theme and a couple of things. So we'll come to know later on. So guys, that is there. If you want to hide this and make a more space for other two verticals, because that would be required, so you can hide it as well. So maybe you can click on this, right? So if you click on this, that section is right, hidden now. If you click again, that is showing now, right? So that would be there, guys. And even I can just manage the width with this as well. So let me hide this. Now guys, the two areas that you see, this one with the white background is the editor area where we are going to write our Python code, guys. Where we are going to write our Python code. So I say print, Okay, I say print, and then I say inside the brackets hello, or I can say hi from fine folks in Forsk, guys. So that is a statement that we write. So this is a single statement, single Python statement that we have written, guys. And if you want to run this code, how you can run this code? You have this, button, run button, guys. Okay, so if you click on this run button, whatever code you write in this main.py file, right, that you can see, it's a main.py file for us, right, the response, the output would be seen on the rightmost vertical, which is called as a console window, or a kind of a command prompt you can see. So let me click on this, guys, and then you will see the response from. So can you see, guys? We got a message, hi from fine folks in Forsk, right? You can have other statements as well. Let's say print, and then you say 2 plus 3. So now what will happen, guys? First, the code would evaluate 2 plus 3, and whatever the final answer we get, we'll get it printed there. So can you see, guys, we got 5 as well, right? So this is the editor window where we are going to write our code, and this is the console window, guys. And we can use the console window here as well, and maybe you can use the print, and then you say 2 plus 3. This is the Python, a way of printing something on the console. So this is there, guys. Very simple to use, right? And if you make a account on this, right, you would be able to retain your code that you write every day, right? And guys, in any way, we are not affiliated with RAPL. Anyway, we are not their agents. It's just a tool, right, that we are going to use for our learning activities, guys, for our learning activities. Okay, now after this part, I have, okay, guys, so I have told you that what tool we are going to use. Guys, are you clear that which tool we are going to use to write our Python code and build a project around that? Okay, people are now clear. That's good. Cool, guys. Yeah. Now, let me give you a little background about me. Okay, I think it should be clear that who am I. My name is Yogendra. Anyway, Yogendra Singh from Forsk Coding School. Me and Dr. Sylvester, both of us founded this in 2015, and that you can see me on the LinkedIn, guys. Here it is Dr. Sylvester, and here it is me. A picture, a little, a picture is, I think, from 2017 or so. Anyway, so guys, we started Forsk in 2015, so close to 5 years now. Before that, close to 12 years of industry experience. I have, okay, I have worked as a CTO with a startup company, ThoughtSoft Lab. I have worked as a lead in a company called Mango Technologies. It was Bangalore-based company. Okay, just to okay. So here it is good to mention that I have worked as a senior engineer with a company called Qualcomm, and Qualcomm is world's largest semiconductor company, right? The smartphones that you use, guys, smartphones that you use, 90% of the chipset in those smartphones comes from Qualcomm. Have you heard about a Snapdragon processor, guys? It comes from Qualcomm, right? So I was working in their software division in their Hyderabad location, and before that, guys, I have worked as a embedded software developer in G Drive Software, which was a Japanese company. So and a couple of other experiences as well. So that is there, guys. I have worked in C programming. I have, me and Dr. Sylvester worked in a team which developed a complete operating system in C programming, and I wrote their language engine. So language engine was a module which was, responsible for rendering the text and images on the screen. Sylvester was in another team managing the code profiling, or the memory profiling of the build. I'm from CS background, guys. I'm not from EC. So anyway, so guys, that's it. That's a little about me. And guys, if you want to connect me on the LinkedIn, right? Here is my profile that you can. So Saloni Jan is saying, yes, sir, I know you. You have a small lecture in Purnima College. Thank you, Saloni. Good. Now, guys, okay, so coming back. Now, guys, let's talk about a couple of other details as well, and then I'll open for the question answer from your side, guys. Okay. So couple of questions are coming regarding the certificate and all, and regarding the recordings of the session, guys. Okay. Just before I start this part, guys, let me give you a little background around the Fast Coding School. So, guys, in last 4 months, guys, in last 4 months, we have got 30,000 registrations of students across India for various courses. Okay. And out of these 30,000, around 10,000 people have, actually completed their programs. Okay. So that was kind of registration count, and that was kind of a completion count, guys. And is programs on Python, programs on machine learning, programs on deep learning, programs on data analytics, programs on Java. We have floated multiple programs in last 3-4 months, right? And generally, these programs are 1 week kind of a duration. Guys, all of these programs are free to join. Okay, all of these programs are free to join. These recordings are available on the YouTube channel as well, so you can go there and on the Fast Coding School and check, guys. But from September 2020, guys, that means this current month, we are changing our content, we are changing our strategy, right? We are enhancing our our courses. As of now, guys, so far in our courses we did not have a project implementation. It was a straightforward kind of a teaching, right, with very minor examples, right? And now, guys, we are introducing that every program will have a couple of projects along with that. Okay, it may be a mini project, it would be an intermediate project, it can be a kind of advanced level project. That depends on the program. Okay, because this program is for Python, guys. So obviously we have a mini project culture here. Now, guys, uh, see, this program is entirely free to join. Okay, free to join and audit. Nothing hidden into this. Okay. Now, guys, if you want a certificate, okay, if you want a certificate of completion, okay, if you want a certificate of completion and you want a private access, okay, a private access to recordings, daily recordings, right? Private access to daily recordings. Today's session is obviously available on the YouTube. It would be there. From tomorrow, we are not going to upload the recordings on YouTube, guys. From tomorrow, we are not going to upload the recordings, right? You can join the live session. But if you want the certificate of completion and you want the private access, right, to daily recordings, right, you can register for that. Okay, you can register for that on a separate form, right? And you just need to pay a 500 rupees only for that to get a certificate of completion. To get a private access to daily recordings, guys, this is just a 500 rupees, and that you can pay anytime. This is not to pay today, guys. This is not something you have to decide. Okay, I have just given you both the options, and options are available to you. People join us for free as well. People join us for a paid a version as well. It depends on you that how you're going to take it, guys. Okay, so that I have given you, and we will open the registrations for a certificate of completion and private access to the daily recordings, guys, by tomorrow. I'm not going to open them today. Okay. So that was because in the orientation we are just going to tell you what is, so that is, that is there, guys. And uh, so that is there. Uh, uh, Now, uh, um, guys, during this program, if you have any non-technical issue, guys, during this program, if you have non-technical issue, you can contact the program coordinator Surendra from Forsk Coding School. So I'm just sharing his WhatsApp number, guys. Just save it in your in your phone. So in case if you have any non-technical query, right? So this is the contact that you need to guys connect. Okay, Surendra is there, and I've shared his number with you guys. Okay, now if you, along with the program, guys, if you get any technical issues, okay, you have Sylvester with you, right? So he would be joining us every day, and for any technical queries, any technical assistance, this would be there, right? So so that would be there. Now, guys, right? So, guys, I have given you the Surendra's number. Sylvester is there. Okay, guys. Along with that, right? Along with that, guys, all the installation instructions, all the code that I write here every day, guys, all the code that I write here, guys, we have created a Google Drive for you, right? So, we have created a Google Drive for you, and this is the Drive link, guys, for everyone, right? This is the Drive link. Here, every day, you would be getting day 1, day 2, day 3 kind of folders, right? They would be there. And you will get assignments there, guys. Okay, assignments would be there. The solution to the assignments would be uploaded there, and the code that we are right, or any project development that we do would be there in the Google Drive, right? But in this Google Drive, guys, you will not get the recorded videos. Recorded videos would be shared only to those people who go for that option, right? So, guys, that is there. Now, other things I think I have already cleared, guys, with you, right? Other things I have already cleared. If you want to join our Telegram group, guys, we keep posting there new stuff or new, that happens. Anything new, new initiative that comes in the Forsk, guys, you can go there and join the, Telegram link as well. So, guys, that completes from my side. Sylvester, anything you want to add from your side?
No, so I think so. We have covered everything. So
Okay,
I
okay.
think so. But a lot of people will be having a lot of queries in their mind. We can take one by one. Yeah.
So, guys, now I open the floor for questions. Okay. So you can use your chat window to write your query, and I will try to answer that. Okay. So Naval Kumar is saying rappel.it. Yes, Naval, we are going to use rappel.it. Okay. Surya Kumar, we are going to share that registration link by tomorrow, not today. Okay. We are going to that, right? Swarnika Raut is saying, sir, any internship will be in the future? Yes, Swarnika, internship will come in the future. You can join that. Very soon we are going to announce those details with you. Okay. Aviral Ojha is saying, sir, can we enlist these projects in our resume? Will it give us a positive response? So when you, Aviral, okay, because you are from the past batches as well, and you are not new to Forsk, right? So, Aviral, basically, when you say that you know Python, right? Rather than saying you know Python, I think it's better to say that yes, you have worked in Python, and these were the couple of projects I did, right, while starting to learn Python, right? So For beginners, there would be things, but I think for having enlisting them in the resume, you need to add a couple of more features, and then you can add them in your resume. Aviral, right? uh, Tirth Sony, Tirth, can you post this question to Sylvester, sir? I think he would, in a position to better answer you, Tirth. Okay. Uh, uh, okay, Kashish Gupta is having a very interesting question, guys. Kashish is saying, "Sir, I want to ask, can we get job without any degree or certificate?" Yes, Kashish, you are right. You can get a job without any degree or without any certificate. If you do not have the degree, if you do not have the certificate, you should have skills, right? And this has been the culture in US for a long time, and now this culture is coming to India as well. In all big companies in US, right, there are around 30 to 40% people, they do not have any degree, any formal education they do not have. And the same culture is coming to India as well. But at the same time, Kassis, you need to understand this, that if they do not have a formal education, that doesn't mean that they are not good in their domain, right? They are experts, they are skilled, and they are sincere, they are laborious, right? And they follow the code of conduct, right? They understand a client's requirement, they fit well into the team, right? They have a learning attitude, they have a positive outlook towards life. I think if you have those qualities, there is no need for a degree or a certificate. First of thing, questions for you, right? Okay, regarding the certificate, or let's say degree as well, Kashish, in India, right, the certificate, for example, right, is kind of a first step to get a entry into the interview room, right? If you say in your resume that you know these things, you have worked in these projects, this is the certificate, this is that, blah 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 blah, that if you write well in your resume those things in an organized way and a very clear, a clear cut format, you have a better a selection of your resume, right? And once your resume gets filtered, you get an interview call, right? So to get an interview call, I think having a good resume, good projects in the resume, having some certificate is good idea, right? But once you are into the interview room, right, certificate is not going to help you, degree is not going to help you. What you say, what you speak, how you answer those questions, right, they are going to help you, Kashish, right? So I think I answered you, and if you are satisfied, Kashish, please raise your hand. Don't write anything in the chat window because I have so many questions in the pipeline. I don't want to miss them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that this is there, guys. Okay, Anush is saying, is there any dedicated course for web development? As of now, Anush, there is no course on the web development. We are in the process of developing, right? We are in the process of developing that, so probably October, and you may have that course, right? Nabil is saying Apple.it will work on i3 PC. Yes, it will work on that. You should have a good internet connection. That's it, Nabil, right? Mratyunjay Sahu is saying, can we use Python for front-end development? No, Mratyunjay, that is being used for back-end development. But Mrityunjay, there are a couple of frameworks or kind of libraries. So if you know Mrityunjay, there is a library called Dash. Okay, so Dash is a library which can be used to create a dashboard, or can be used to create a kind of a front end interface for an analytics project or for a data science project. So Dash can be used in that regard. Mrityunjay. Okay. Likhita Anuganti saying, sir, after this program, will I have a knowledge about backend web development? No, Likhita, you will not have. I told you what we are going to achieve in this program, and this is beyond the scope of current scope what you are looking for. Adarsh is saying, will the videos be available on YouTube? No, others. These videos will not be available on the YouTube, right? These would be given a private access. So if you register for them separately, right? You will have access to the videos, right? Saurabh Sharma is saying, are we also going to cover ML? So machine learning would be covered in a separate program, guys, right? Uh, okay, Swarnika Raut is saying, okay, sir, sure, waiting for that. Sunidhi is saying, please tell the name of the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel name is Forsk Coding School only. Sunidhi, right? You can go there and search for it. So this is the link, Sunidhi, as HTTPS. Okay, and this is there bit. Oh, it's not bit. T.me, right? T.me Forsk Coding School. So this is there, guys. Forsk Coding School. That is there. Sunidhi, right? Uh, uh, Now, Amia Patil is saying, so do we need to install any software beforehand? No, Amia, we are going to use rappel.it. It's a cloud-based software. You just need to have a good internet connection. Your mobile data will also work for you, and you should have a laptop or a desktop. That's it, Amia, right? Shrutika Thakre, I think she's from Maharashtra, she's saying, your C language and C++ language videos are available. No, Shrutika, they are not available. Java videos are available. If you want, you can go for them on the Fast Coding School. Okay. Shrutika, I think C videos would be available soon. Probably maybe in December or so. We may have those videos. Okay. Shivani Bodley is saying, sir, when you are going to start again the classes of AI, ML, and DL? Shivani, I think we'll start them pretty much soon. But before that, Shivani, before we start machine learning and deep learning, we are going to start with the project season, right? Where you get opportunity to work on a real client problem, and you develop a project on those requirement, and that can be used for your resume, that can be used for interviews, that can be used for your final year major project as well. Okay. Akhil Chapa is saying, does this program include any real-time projects? No, Akhil, this is not going to include any real-time projects. I have listed you 2 projects that we are going to build here, right? uh, uh, so Pirthi Dao is saying, can we use Jupyter during these sessions? So Pirthi Dao, if you are comfortable using Jupyter, you can use them. Okay, you can use them, right? Mr. M, Mr. M is saying, sir, is there any separate group for this course, or is the same Zoom link used every day to join the course? We are going to use the same Zoom link ID, guys. As I told you in the orientation session as well, we're going to use the same Zoom ID for that. Okay. Rishikesh Seth is saying, sir, can we add this mini project in our resume? Rishikesh, you can start, right? It will give you a direction, because this is for the people who are learning the Python for the first time, right? These are the projects for the people who are learning the basics and want to become a good programmer in Python. This is for them, right? So if you want to add them in a resume, you will need to add a couple of more additional features, and then you can obviously add them in your resume, right? Rishikesh? Nausea Khan is saying, sir, will there be any exam for the certificate? No, Nausea Khan. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So there is no exam to get a certificate. You need to attend all the classes regularly, Nausea, right? And try to submit the assignments that are given to you. They are optional, but I think it's good to it's good that put a practice on them. Nausea. Okay. So Shreya is saying, sir, we will develop only these 2 projects. Yes, Shreya, right? As of now, 2 projects only. Okay. Devvrat Dehuri Singh, sir, tell about Google Colab. So Devvrat, Google Colab is again a cloud-based, tool. And Devvrat, you can go to the, a browser, and there you can, say Google Colab, right? You can say Google Colab there. Please have a look on my screen, and there you see Google Colab. You can click on this, And the Google Colab interface is very similar to Jupyter, right? The offline Jupyter I'm talking about, Anaconda Jupyter. And that you can see, and you can create a new notebook, right? And this is just hold on. Okay, so guys, can you see this is our Google Colab? It's a cloud-based tool, and the extension of the file that are saved here is IPYNB, which is called as Interactive Python Notebooks. And you can write your code here, guys. Print 2 plus 3, and then you can run this, and you can see the output there. On this, can you see it is getting connected to the cloud, right? And a lot of things are there. Good things. Once it is connected and initialized, it just starts working. You can write your Python code here, right? So can you see, guys, this is there. Smita is saying, hi sir, if I learn Python along Java, it will make confusion or not? No, Smita, it will not make any confusion. Because Java is a different one, and learning a Python is a different activity. And what is my experience, Smita? If you are good in some other programming language, right, moving to a new programming language is always easy. It doesn't create you a confusion, right? It doesn't create a confusion. It Because there are so many features which are generic in every programming language. You know how to use control flow. That is the feature of every programming language. Data types, that is the feature of every programming language. How to take input, that is the feature of every programming language. How to run loops, that is the feature of every programming language. How to use inbuilt data structures, right? So those things may change, right? But there are various things that are similar in every programming language. So learning one programming language, right, will always help you to move to a new language, even in future. Not in a case of Java and Python only, but in other cases as well, right? Uh, uh, Now, Tezel is saying, sir, is the mini project based on Python, and what would be the problem statement? I will share the problem statement tomorrow, Tezel, right, when we start working on that. And obviously, we are going to, write a Python only. So this is a Python based, a mini project, right? No, Sweetie, I told you that if you need a certificate and, I need access to the videos, uh, you know, uh, you need to register separately for that, right, Sweetie? Devanshi Raghuvanshi is saying, sir, can we mention these projects in resume for MNCs? Devanshi, let's go through those project development cycles first, and I think then you will get a clear-cut answer to it, right? So, Niket Agrahari, okay, sir, for what we will have to pay 500 rupees? Is it for a 6-day mini project, or is it for certificate? So, joining all the program, joining all the sessions, working on the mini project, it is completely free, Niket, right? It is completely free. What you need to pay 500 is a certificate of completion, and if you need the access to the videos, right, because these videos will not be available on the YouTube, okay? So if you need access to need access for the recorded sessions, then you have to pay 500. Niket, is that clear to you now? Okay, good, thank you. So Sarath is saying, what are other IDE software except RAPL? So Sarath, along with the RAPL, you can use Anaconda Spider, Anaconda Jupyter, VS Code, PyCharm. There are a lot of tools, right? Vidya Savant is there saying, I have done many of your courses. I like your way of teaching. Thank you, Vidya, for your compliment. Thank you. Good. Pranav Samuel is saying, can you please tell me how Python plays a role in IoT? So Samuel, let's understand this concept that if IoT is what? I don't know. I don't want to give you a formal definition of IoT because you will find it at lot many places. But basically, what the IoT is used for. So let's understand this concept that Python is being used for data science project that I told you, right? Python is used for data science project. And to work on the data science project, what you need to have a data, right? You need to have a data. If you do not have the data, how you are going to work on an analytics project or a machine learning project, right? Now question comes, from where you can get a data, right? Maybe data is available in a CSV file, maybe data is available in a, some external or remote database. Maybe you have to web scrap, right, to get the data. Or maybe, right, maybe use couple of sensors, right? Maybe use couple of sensors, sensor 1, sensor 2, sensor 3, right? One sensor for temperature, let's say, one temperature, one sensor for humidity, one sensor for CO2 level or something else, right? So or one sensor for detecting some object or so kind. All of these sensors are part of your IoT domain, right? And how they are being used, these sensors are just a way of collecting the data, right? They are just a way of collecting a data, right? So that you can store this data in a database and perform your data science projects, right? So this is how you can club your IoT learnings with the data science, right? Prana, is that clear to you? So IoT is just a facet. IoT is just a facet to a data collection strategy. That's it. Beyond that, everything is kind of managing your data in a database, or like fetching it or retrieving it or cleaning it or showing it in a a visual form, all those things. So IoT is just a hardware piece of hardware that is helping you in data collection, right? It may have a camera as well, right? Using camera you can collect video feeds or frames or images, all of that. Saloni Jan is saying, what should I prefer first for learn artificial intelligence except Python? So first of all, Saloni, you should start with Python, okay? And then after, so if I define you a path, Saloni, first you should start learning Python, okay? After learning this, please move on to data analytics, right? And in data analytics, what you learn about? You learn about Pandas library, you learn about NumPy, you talk about Matplotlib, or maybe you talk about Power BI, which is a tool, or maybe you talk about Tableau. So all of these tools are part of the data analytics. After moving this, then you move to machine learning or deep learning area, right? So that should be your a learning track, Saloni. That is my suggestion, right? That is my suggestion. Okay, after this, Adarsh Pandey says, sir, is TK Inter in Python used for front end? So if you want to develop a desktop application, others, you can use TK Inter, right? But for web interfaces, people are using Dash, people are using Python WX, right? So and other tools, right? So if you want to develop a desktop application, TK Inter is required. If you do want to develop a web application, you can have other options as well, right? That's there, guys. Kunal Joshi has a fun statement to make. Will make better game than PUBG. It depends on you, Kunal, how deep you can go into game development and all, right? And why not? You can make a better game than PUBG. It's banned and a ground is open for you, right? It's up to you that how you take this opportunity. So now Swarnika Raut is coming with a question. Swarnika is saying Python, artificial intelligence, web development. I'm just confused that which will I get through and be a career. Please guide me. So Swarnika, okay.
So she wants to ask which is the best way easy to get a job. That
Okay.
is a question.
So Swarnika is, I think, asking that what is the best way to get a job. So, uh, so in that way, Swarnika, I'm not talking about the package. I'm not talking about the future opportunities. I'm not talking about the growth in the job. But if you talk about that, what is the best way to get a entry? I think then it would be a web development, Swarnika, right? You can learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript basics, right? And a couple of other things, and then I think it is easy to start as a junior web developer, and later on you can grab a lot of other skills as well. So that will make you a very easy entry into that, right? But that is answer to your question, and I just close my answer now. But just adding on top of that, Swarnika, right? Adding just on top of that, that uh, I think you should not worry about that where you have an easy entry. I think you should worry about that what is your interest. What is your interest? Right, and if you want to know the interest, I think joining this 6 days program around Python would be a good option, so that it will help you answering this question, that is Python interesting to you or not, right? And after just spending 8 to 10 hours in a week, if you come to know this answer, that Python is good for you or not, right, I think it's a good deal, Swarnika, right? And it's it you know it first you have to see that where you are finding the things interesting. If web development is interesting to you, you will have a lot many opportunities. If Python is interesting to you, it will have a lot many opportunities for you. If you are interested in AL, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all those things, so it's not about the language, Swarnika. If you are good at C, you will get a job. If you're good at C++, you get a job. If you're good at Java, you get a job. If you're good at Python, you get a job. Obviously, Python has, as of now, additional advantage, because a lot of people, a lot of companies are using it. But that doesn't mean that if you are good in any other programming language other than Python, you will not get a job. You will get a job. I think first you need to be good at something, right? And how you can be good at something, I think for that it should be interesting to you first, right? Then only you can be good at something. Swarnika, I think ये थोड़ा सा बड़ा आपका आंसर आपके लिए हो गया, but I think you got the masses. Thank you. uh, Now guys, okay, Sri Lekha. Okay, Sri Lekha is saying, sir, how can we get the further internships and programs in your institute? Sri Lekha, we keep on posting, and keep on messaging the new initiatives, new programs every month. So maybe just stay connected and keep your eye on those posts, and you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on LinkedIn, right? You can connect me on the LinkedIn. I gave you that link first, right? Or you can follow us on our YouTube channel as well. And from there, like you will have all the required information available, right? Uh, so Amia Patel is saying, sir, is there a last day for registration for certificate, or can we register like at last day? So as such, there is no last day, Amia. There is no last day for that, right? But better to start early if you want to go for that. Now, guys, Saurabh Sharma is saying, sir, when are you going to start classes for deep learning? We'll start classes for deep learning, but as of now, our September calendar is full, Saurabh. I think it may come in October, Saurabh. Okay. Manasi, okay. Manasi Antad saying, sir, are you taking Java classes? Java classes are taken by Sylvester, not me. And they are not scheduled for September month, but maybe after that, there can be. Okay. Uh, so Aviral is saying, so last time we used Anaconda Navigator, so why did we move to RAPL? Aviral, we are moving to RAPL so that it's straightforward to start working on the real stuff, right? So sometimes people had a issue that, sir, मेरा Anaconda चल नहीं रहा, sir, मेरा ये installation चला नहीं, sir, मेरे को ये issue आ गया, sir, पता नहीं चल रहा है इसमें क्या हो रहा है. So just to mitigate all those issues, we figure out that it's best to use a cloud-based tool, and that's why we switched to RAPL, Aviral. Okay, so Vishesh Singh is saying, Sir, are you also teach data science? If yes, what is the fee? Yes, we have a course on the data science as well, Vishesh. Okay, and we take data analytics into that. We take machine learning, deep learning into some of the courses are free, Vishesh, and some of them are paid. So maybe you can contact Surendra for those details, further details, Vishesh. Manali Kadam is saying to know Python. Do we have to learn HTML, C++, Java? No, Manali, you don't have to learn anything. You just have to have a motivation to learn Python, and that's enough. And you will learn it during these 6 days. Don't worry, right? Uh, uh, Nausea Khan is again having a question. She's saying, to get the job, sir, please suggest which is the most popular language the company wants. As of now, I go with Python, Nausea. As of now, I go with Python. Okay. Jyoti is there. How we can practice Python for better learning? I think, Jyoti, your question is right, but I think you should wait for a couple of days and then I will let you know this. Okay, just please wait for 1 or 2 days and then you will get the answer to that. Just please remind me this question later on. uh, I think it's better to answer this question after a couple of days, Jyoti, right? Let's first start with Python, then we'll talk about how to practice around that. So Mansi Anta, the sensor is Jupyter is easy or Apple is easy to use. Every tool is easy to use, right? And every tool you have to write Python code. That is not going to change, Mansi, right? So that is there. Tezel, sir, is the mini project based on Python and what would be Tezel? I have answered your question. This would be based on that, right? Python only, right? That is there. Uh, uh, Hemant is saying, can you name some Python projects that's worth working on? Yes, Hemant, I can talk about those, but just not today. Let's wait for some days and then I'll answer that part. Okay. Vijay Kumar Pradhan is saying, sir, except this Colab and Rappel, any other online tools to write Python code? Yes, there are other online tools as well, Vijay. You can use HackerRank, HackerEarth, Code Forces, CodeChef, Codility, Elite Code. There are a lot of tools, online platforms available. You can use Python. You can use these tools to practice Python, right? Balishetty Rohit is saying, sir, can you display the sample certificate now? I think I have
Sir,
a.
it's there in the Google Drive. You can show the people how
Okay,
to access
so
the Google
guys,
Drive
let,
also.
let me show you how you can access the Google Drive. So I'm just going to, guys, this is the Google Drive link, and I'm opening this in the browser, guys. This is the Google Drive link. So just wait. In the meantime, I can answer next question. Kunal is saying, sir, will you give lifetime access for 500? Yes, Kunal, you are right. You get it right. So guys, can you see on my screen, right?
So the
Pradvi, this session will get over by 6 p.m. Okay, Pradvi? If you have no more questions, it may finish early as well, but by 6, we'll close it down. Okay?
so the people need to download and keep the videos, sir, after the sessions are over, sir.
Okay, okay. So, Kunal, and for better, you can download all of these videos for later viewing as well. Okay. So, guys, this is the Google Drive. Here, you will get a new data, new files, new assignments, new solutions every day. And guys, let me click on this, folder important information. Let me, guys, can you see there is a sample certificate copy and it's an image of that. Can you see, guys? This is we have a certificate of participation or certificate of completion. That would be the text here, and this is the design, guys. You would be using. Uh, uh, So Ayush Chaurasia is saying, sir, hello, sir. Does this certificate have any use in future? Ayush, I think I answered this question earlier as well. The certificate is a entry pass for you, right? A certificate or a degree is an entry pass for you, right? And this entry pass will enable you to get an entry in the interview room, right? But what you speak, how you communicate, how you present yourself in the interview room, right, the final outcome is dependent on that. So it's a two-step process. First step, certificate is going to help, and the second, once you are in the room, skills, your projects, they are going to help you. Ayush, because sometimes what happens, you may not have additional certificates, and people who are applying for the same position also have a couple of certificates. Obviously those people will be given more preference, right? But in the interview room, like, I think how you answer, how you handle the questions, that becomes more important. uh, um, there is a question from Sai Prashant. Sir, as I'm from EC background, can I use this Python language in my domain? Why can't you use it? You can very well use it, Prashant, right? Saloni is saying, sir, is there any course in your coding school? Sir, is there any course in your school I want to learn? Yeah, there are a lot of courses, Saloni, right? Uh, uh, there is a question from Manan Mai. Okay, what is MicroPython? Which areas are they used? MicroPython is used for developing embedded software applications or IoT applications. Uh, you know, uh, People are using MicroPython there. Okay. Tezel is saying, can we use Python for Android development? Not a very good idea to have, but still, if you want to do, you can do that using a platform called Kiwi that I told you, right? Kiwi is a platform that can be used. In Kiwi, you write the code in Python, but the development, the outcome would be a Android app. Output would be a Android app, right? Uh, Saurabh Sarma is saying, to build recommendation system, kindly suggest which is the most suited with accuracy. You can use either machine learning or deep learning, but I think better to go for right uh, auto encoders. So that would be deep learning. So you can use auto encoders, Saurabh, or mm, so as of now, you can use that as well. But I know that there was one library in Python that can be used to build recommendation engine. I'm just missing the name of that library. Uh, let me check on the internet. I think it may help us. So just hold on. Top Python library. I'm just see. It is Light FM, I think, sort of Light FM. I just need to confirm, right? Top Python library for recommendation systems. I think Light FM is the name of that library. Uh, just hold on if that is going to. So it's not the answer. So surprise is one, and along with the surprise, you have a Light FM as well. So let me check directly on the Light FM, right? So yeah, you can see Light FM recommender. So you can use all of that, Light FM, a very powerful library. Industry people are using it. Likhita Anuganthi is Python used in projects, SAML using AR. Uh, can be, it can be used, but this is something, first time I'm getting this kind of a statement, machine learning using augmented reality. I think it should be augmented reality using ML, something like that. Maybe a reverse would be more better. Likita. Avira Loja, sir, I have a question. If I want to know that if I entered into a company as a data analyst, data scientist, so in future, what are other roles and positions that I will had to move into the same company? So your domain remains the same, your work experience remains the same, but you keep on moving the career ladder, Aviral. So you start with a junior engineer, then you become senior, then you become the lead, then you become kind of a director maybe, and then you become the vice president, and then you become the kind of so if you talk about the same company, Aviral, right? And every company has different titles, uh, right? Somebody saying director, somebody saying AVP, somebody saying VP, somebody saying uh, you know uh, evangelist of so, and a lot of titles are floating in the industry, right? So it depends from company to company, Aviral. Raja Tarun is saying, can I make my entry into software field by learning Python? I'm from non-CSE background. Yes, Raja, you can make an entry very well. A couple of things. First, you need to learn Python. Second, have a couple of projects in your resume, right? So that whenever you apply for some position, your resume is strong enough for a filter process, right? So Raja, there are a lot of people in the industry, in IT industry, and they are from non-CSE background. Everybody is not from CS and IT background in industry, right? There are positions available where non-CSE guys are welcome. People are working. People from EC, people from electrical, people from civil, mechanical, people from biosciences, people from statistics. A lot of people are into the IT domain, right? Anushka is saying, can I get into web development domain by knowing Java? Yes, why not, Anushka? You can very well. You can do that, right? Ruchi is saying, is there any program or a boot camp for placement preparation? As of now, Ruchi, we are not having any placement preparation program, but we have got multiple requests from so many people across India. Those people, particularly final year, right? So whenever there is a placement season coming up, we start getting such queries. But as of now, I can't commit anything on this. But I think this is one of the wish lists that we have. We want to have a program on placement preparation. But Ruchi, as of now, I will say no, right? Um, Manas Chauhan is, sir, only learning backend knowledge would be good to get a job, or I have to learn front end. No, Manas, Manans, I'm sorry, I'm not correct in your, calling your name. So, Mr. Chauhan, that would be much better. So, Mr. Chauhan, I think if you are good into backend, you have a lot of job opportunities. Later on, you can work on the front end part as well. And if you learn both, right, front end and back end, that kind of engineer is called as full stack developer. We call that kind of engineer as full stack developer. So developer who knows back end as well as front end. But you can get a job using either a skill as a front end developer as well, or as a back end developer as well, right? Amarnath Barpanda is saying, sir, I want to ask, is Python an efficient option for Android app development? No, Amarnath, it's not the efficient one. I think the efficient one is using a Google SDK, right? Or Google, using Google toolkits. They are the best to, develop Android application, or using Kotlin kind of, framework. स्वर्णिका राउत इज सेइंग सर पाइथन में वेब डेवलपमेंट हो सकता है बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट की मैं बात करूंगा स्वर्णिका ये हो सकता है उसके लिए हम फ्लास्क या जेंगो की बात करेंगे राइट Swetha Vijay Kumar is saying, sir, how to learn web development? Is there any specific site? The most popular site, Swetha, is obviously W3 School, right? So that is their W3 School. So let me write the name of that. W3 School, Swetha. Okay. You can search on the Google. You find everything. W3 School. Okay. That is there. Yeah, Manas, learning Django or Django, would be enough for that. Okay. So Anushka is saying, sir, there is a course on your website for a full stack web developer 16-week. Is it open yet? No, it's not open yet, Anush. We are in the process of changing our website content. So as of now, this is not open, Anush. Uh, Rajesh Babu is saying, "Sir, I attended your earlier program, but I lost my certificate. Can I get it once again? Please contact Surendra Rajesh, and I think he will help you out in that." Okay.
So how can they? It's an online e-certificate. Just they just need to check the mail.
Probably he deleted all his previous emails or somehow something has happened. Anyway, Rajesh, we are not going to answer a question that part. Just please contact Surendra for that, right? So probably he may help you, right? Yashika Yuvraj is saying, "So, what is the mini project application where we use?" We'll talk about Yashika in tomorrow's session. Okay, we'll understand that what the problem statement is, right? So, the first application, which is like guessing the number, it's a basic one. The next application, which is like creating a a shopping list, would be an intermediate level. Yashika, right? Yash Kumar is saying, "Sir, I don't have any single knowledge of the Python, and don't worry, and that's why you are here, Yash. If you want to learn Python, that is the only motivation for you to join this program, right? So if you, even if you don't know anything about Python, don't worry about it. Just be sincere, be motivated, and in follow the instructions, you get it. You will learn it, right?" Uh, Kunal Joshi thinks, "Is there any issue if we get in admission in it instead of CSE stream for engineering?" I did not get your question, Kunal. What you are trying to ask me? So better if you reframe your question again and share with me, right? Yash Kumar is saying, "Sir, I'm completely beginner for Python. Uh, it's okay, Yash, right? Even if you are completely new to this Python world, it's okay. You will learn it, right? Is Python best for hacking? I can't comment on that because hacking is some area where I have no experience. Yes, right. I do not carry any experience from that domain, so I may not answer that question to you. Yes. Uh, uh, Swarnika, these are not desktop applications. They will work in a command line mode, right? They will work in a CLI mode, command line interface, Swarnika, right? They will not have any user interface. They will work in the command line mode, like a DOS, you can say, right? So, guys, I have so far answered all of your questions. I don't have any other questions, but if you have something in your mind, please speak up. Don't be shy. You can ask anything, right? Asking the question, I think, is the first step towards learning something or exploring something, right? Okay, Kunal is having a question now. Kunal is if we get information technology branch in engineering instead of computer science, is it okay for future? I think, Kunal, the entire world is moving to a a kind of technology backed future. So for me, if I ask my recommendation, if you ask me, I would strongly advise that that you should go for kind of an engineering branch which is more close to a technological development. So CS or IT, I think these are the branches you know uh, to have a a good future. Uh, People in India struggle to get a job if they come from a ECE background or from electrical background. But that doesn't mean they don't get the job. They get the job, but I think they have some additional challenges into that. If you're looking for a government job, then it's okay. Like you can have electrical, civil, mechanical kind of branches. Otherwise, I think please go for CS or IT, right? Now, Yashika Yuvraj is saying, so what is the uses of internship? Will that help getting the job? Okay, Yashika, let me tell you a story which happened to us of 2 weeks back, I think. There was a student, a bunch of students from, a lovely professional university, Jalandhar, I think. They called us that, "Sir, we are getting a lot of placement opportunities, but whenever company sees my resume, They do not see any internship in my resume, and that's why I'm getting a rejection from many interview positions. And so I think company is now expecting that people before joining them, either a startup or any big company, people should have a first-hand experience, a kind of industry experience. And internships are the opportunities in that way, that they give you a opportunity to learn about industry, right? And so internship enhances your knowledge, enhances your domain, enhances your vision, right? And that's why internships are always preferred by any company. And that's why people are dying, right, to get internship opportunities in the right companies, where they can work on a project, where they can learn something new, where they can get more information about the industry. So I think it's always a better, right? I'm not talking about that you should have just certificate. No, you should have some real learning from that program, Yashika. And that will really help you in getting a better job, not getting a job, getting a better job, right, Yashika? Sri Lekha is saying, sir, is Python places a major role in app development? No, Sri Lekha, in app development, Python is not playing a major role. Python is playing a major role in data science, playing a major role in automation, playing a major role in web development, backend particularly. That is there, right? Akshay is saying, what is the difference between AML, DN, and RL? Probably I'll talk about that on the last day. Today is orientation, Akshay, and this is some heavy stuff, so we'll do it on the last, right? Sarath is saying, sir, I'm from electronics background, so how coding is useful in electronics? Sarad, there is a, so let me explain what is the journal story of a candidate who is from EC background, right? So a student who is from EC background, what happens to him? He gets the first year, in the first year and the second year and up to third year, right? He always thinks that he will get a job in the core domain only, right? Core domain. I will not join the IT domain. I will go for a core domain and all, right? But in the third year, when he see that this is not coming anytime soon, he starts switching, he starts looking for IT jobs, right? But he has not prepared, right? He's weak in the coding. He has no experience on the data structure. He has no projects in the resume, and that's where he struggles to get a job in the IT, right? So both ways, Python is now being used in the EC as well and in the IT jobs as well. If you want to develop some simulation kind of stuff, Python can be used. If you want to use Python for some automated testing, it can be used, or some tools like Xilinx, right? Or some other tools, they can be programmed using Python tools as well, Sarah. So even if you stay in the core job, learning Python, Python is now the requirement. Now the requirement. I'm not talking about that something you can just learn for your fun. It is the requirement. Sarath. सलोनी सिंह विच वन इज बेटर पाइथन और जावा दोनों ही अच्छे हैं सलोनी डिपेंड करता है कि आप किस में अच्छे हैं जवाब जो है अपॉर्चुनिटी उस पर है पाइथन और जावा अपनी जगह दोनों ही अच्छे हैं आप किस में अच्छे हैं उस सवाल का जवाब ढूंढ लीजिए तो आपको ज़्यादा इधर उधर घूमना नहीं पड़ेगा So Vajnath Savrate is saying, sir, my question is about job. Is there more chance to get job after completing courses offline than online courses? No, Vajnath. Please don't, make a comparison about offline courses and online courses. Please put a focus that what you are getting, right? And in any program, please focus on that. Are you developing some good quality project, right? Are you developing? If it's a course for the beginner, the project should be for the beginners only, right? If it is a course to get a job, right, then you should have a good quality projects in your resume. And how you get them? right? It doesn't matter whether you get them through an offline course or an online course, right? You should work on a project that is of a primary importance. Then only you will have better chances to get a job. No company looks whether you completed this offline or whether you completed online. They will look that what projects you have mentioned, what experience you have mentioned, what skills you have mentioned in their resume. Can you answer questions related to those, right? Then only you are welcome, otherwise not. Otherwise not. Swarnika Raut, when will the internships are eager to know how work is going? Yes, Swarnika, will announce that part very soon. Okay. Uh, सलोनी सिंह सर हार्ड है जावा थोड़ी देखो सलोनी ये मेहनत करेंगे तो सब पॉसिबल है बट एनी वे मैं तुमसे एग्री करता हूँ टू एक्सटेंट entering into the Python is easy than entering into the Java. बट वो हो सकता है मेरे बैकग्राउंड की वजह से भी इसमें बाइसिंग हो सवाल के जवाब देने में हो सकता है सिल्वेस्टर सर कहें कि भाई नहीं ऐसा नहीं ऐसा है
Sir,
तो
yes, sir, I think so. The learning curve is easy in Python as compared to Java. But I know a lot of companies in Bangalore, okay, who tells there are no people in the market who knows Java. That means इस साइड बच्चे बोल रहे हैं कि उनको जावा करनी है उससे जॉब मिलेगी कंपनियां बोल रही हैं कि मेरे को जावा का बंदा नहीं मिल रहा दैट मीन्स so I think so if people take a chance and make a career in Java it's still a very good career option.
ऊपर
Hello. I think so. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? I think so. There is some technical problem, guys. Just wait for 2 minutes. Sir, we cannot hear you, sir. Yogendra, sir. I think so. There was some internet problem.
So, guys, I'm back. I had some issue. Dr. Sylvester, can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So, guys, now I think we can conclude the session, guys, and just hold on. So Kashish Gupta has a question that which is the best city for IT sector job? I think if you're a fresher, Kashish, Bangalore is still the #1 city. But a couple of other cities like Jaipur, like Chandigarh, like Indore, like Pune, these are also the cities where opportunities are coming up. But big cities like Bangalore, particularly for freshers, if you're an experienced candidate, I think Hyderabad is better than Bangalore. NCR, is there as well, but एनसीआर एक अलग टाइप के माइंडसेट के लोगों का हब है बेंगलोर हैदराबाद एक अलग माइंडसेट के लोगों का हब है तो कशिश आप अपना स्पेस देख लीजिए वेयर यू फाइंड बेस्ट fit for you. So yeah, Pune has a lot of opportunities in terms of IT jobs. Saurabh. Mumbai, I think not that way. Mumbai is more about finance sector, right? But Pune is okay to have IT jobs. Yes, Bhavani Sahu, you can do that on GitHub. Okay, that would be there. Priyanka Sethi is having a say something. Thanks, Yogendra sir. It was good to start with the introductory session. Our concepts like REST APIs, web scraping, MongoDB related to Python programming. They are not part of this program, Priyanka. they will come later on in a separate activity that is kind of advanced or next level Python programming,
Sir,
right?
Priyanka is my very old friend, sir.
Okay. Okay. So Priyanka, I think this is for more on the beginner's side that is there, right? So guys, now I think नहीं सलोनी, अभी खूब भीड़ है, खूब जगह है, आप अपने आप को प्रिपेयर कर लीजिए, राइट? So Rohit is saying, sir, how the cybersecurity job for phrases. There is a lot of buzz around cybersecurity, Rohit, right? But कितने लोगों को job मिला, I don't know. I have a doubt in that number. So everybody is talking about cybersecurity, but the companies have very limited openings in cybersecurity space. So I can't give you a kind of advice that that fresher should go for a cybersecurity. But if you are very much particularly interested into that domain, then you can pursue this, but not in a general sense. Not in a general sense, Rohit, right? So, so guys, can you give me a feedback, quick feedback? How was the day for you? How was the session today for you guys? A couple of people have already, a lot of people have already left for the day, but still a good count is there. Swarnika Raut is saying, let's call it a day, sir. It's a really a valuable session. Yeah, we are going to close it now, Swarnika. We are finishing it by 6. Ashim Iqbal is saying, I liked it. Thank you, Ashim Iqbal. Sandeep Mandal is saying, session was awesome. Bhavika Gupta is saying, sir, an awesome session. Get to know about new things. Saloni is saying, sir, it's very interactive. Kunal Joshi is saying, excellent session, sir. Swarnika Raut is saying, thank you. Sarat is, thank you for a wonderful session. Yaswant saying, it's informative. Priyanka Sethi has replied with some smiley. Thank you. Kashish Gupta saying, thank you for today's session. I was awesome talking to you. Yeah, Anjali Nehati is saying, I really liked it, sir. Interesting for me. Umesh Neta is saying, a session very useful to know about Python more deeply. Asim Akwal, sir, I have made a project on weather prediction using Python and AML. That's cool, Asim. Um, Hemant is saying, this session is good to start with. Looking forward tomorrow. Thank you. Divya Kushwaha is saying, great. Jyoti is saying, good session, sir. Thank you. Uh, uh, Swarnika saying, it's the first session I attended. Uh, 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 okay, Swarnika is saying, it's the first session I attended. Jo sir ki sare questions ko cover kiye. Really great, sir. Thank you. Uh, so Likhit, we are going to start with the formal, teaching and problem statement and working around that project. So we have a real stuff starting tomorrow, right? आज तो सिर्फ बातचीत थी कि हमने पाइथन पर चर्चा कर ली. So that was around that only. लिखित. Okay, Sri Lekha is saying it was very helpful to me, sir. Yeah, thank you, Sri Lekha. Good. So, guys, let's close it now for today, and we'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Guys, see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. And we have lot many things to learn. Have a good day. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. I'm signing off now. Umesh Neta is saying, sir, there any chances to extend the program days? Not as of now. We already have other programs lined up, Umesh. No space for extension now. Thank you.